Hello, I'm DerTebbers, and welcome to Watersham, I think that's the right way you say it, in Suffolk, in the south of England, at the weirdest airport in the world, apparently, because they put their control tower on their runway. We'll figure that out in a minute. We are in our Handley Page Halifax bomber. Our big engine's cranking over right now. Beautiful looking plane. Let's try to open it really quick while we got the thing sitting here on the ground. What opens? Bueller? Ah, there, a little... Oh, wait, no, that doesn't... Oh, wait, yes it is. That's a little door on the bottom, I think. Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Little door. Do we have bomb bays? Is that... bomb bay? Ah! So the, air brake key opens up the bomb bays. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. We are here because this was a base where Halifax bombers would have left for bombing raids on Germany. This was produced, well, Handley Page produced what was called the HP.56 design to meet the Air Ministry specification P.13/36 for a twin-engine medium bomber for worldwide use. I count 4 engines, though. Yeah. So, following consideration of the designs by the Air Ministry in February 37, Avro design was selected with the Handley Page as a second string. So, Avro, you guys can figure out which bomber that was. Handley Page was second string. At the end of July, Handley Page was told, redesign the HP.56 for 4 engines rather than 2, and look what we have today, a 4-engine bomber. This increased the span from 88 feet, or 27 meters, to 99 feet, which is 30 meters, and put on 13,000 pounds, or 5,900 kilograms of weight. The ministry said, power her with 4 Merlin engines. And so she was done. All right, we're gonna try to take off. We're gonna take off in the style that, by the way, we have a virtual cockpit, which always makes me happy. I do note, I don't have a co-pilot, but yeah, whatever. All right, takeoff is gonna be a little bit interesting here, folks. We're gonna take off the way they would have taken off in. Oh, look, we have a tail gunner. The way they would have taken off during the war, which means we're taking off on a grass strip. They probably wouldn't have taken off always on the grass strip. But that was something that was done quite often, partially because people put control towers on runways. No, that's not the reason they did that. The reason was it was easier to hide your military bases if they didn't look like military bases. All right, there. This is crazy. This is default FSX scenery, by the way. So when I loaded up, I was like, really? Really? Flight simulator? All right. Let's roll up now. I am not flying the original plane. Originally, it had Merlin engines. This one does not. This is a later model. It is running 4 Bristol Hercules 16 radials that produce 1,615 horsepower. That's 1,205 kilowatts each. Let's roll them up. There we go. And off we start. This would have been the most dangerous time for bombers. The takeoff phase. Big lumbering beasts rolling down the road full of bombs and fuel. And if they screwed up, crashes were more than likely fatal. So the modifications that were requested resulted in a definitive HP.57, which was given the service name Halifax after the practice of naming heavy bombers for major towns. Flaps up. Here we go. The Mark I had a 22-foot or 6.7 meter bomb bay, as well as 6 bomb cells in the wing, enabling it to carry 13,000 pounds, which is 5,900 kilograms of bombs. Defensive armament of the Mark I was two 3.03-inch or 7.7mm Browning guns in the Balson Paul Type C nose turret, an additional 4 in a Type E tail turret, and in some aircraft, 2 Vickers K machine guns in the beam and waist positions. Now, obviously, I'm not flying a Mark I because you don't see any of that stuff. We're going to turn towards the channel. The most numerous variant of the Halifax was the B Mark III, of which 2,091 were built. First appeared in 1943. The Mark III featured Perspex nose, which, as you can see, I have a Perspex nose, a modified tail of the Mark II series. It replaced the Merlin with those Bristol Hercules, and other changes included de Havilland hydromatic propellers and rounded wingtips. Hey, look, I have some rounded wingtips. How about that? Prior to that, they used fixed-pitch wooden props. Interesting, huh? Now, the Mark II Series 1A, and from the Mark III onward, there was no nose turret. Bomb aimer, there he is right there, occupied the streamlined plexiglass nose with a single handheld machine gun. 2 dorsal guns were replaced by that 4-gun Bolston Paul turret that's sitting up top. Maximum bomb load, 14,500 pounds at 6,600 kilograms. Carried in the bomb bay and the fuselage with 6 separate bomb compartments and 3 bomb compartments in each wing inboard section. I don't know if we can really see that so much. Now, the division of the bomb bays and the compartments limited the maximum size of the bomb that could be carried to a 2,000-pounder. I'm going to roll back those engines a little bit. Total Halifax production was 6,178, with the last aircraft delivered April 1945. At peak, 1 Halifax completed every hour. Is that not amazing? 1 per hour. Air Chief Marshal Arthur Harris, head of Bomber Command, hated the Halifax. He loved the Avro Lancaster. Primarily, he did not like the bomb carrying capacity. It was calculated that an average Halifax would drop 100 tons of bombs in its lifetime compared to a Lancaster's 154 tons. The fact that the later Hercules-engined Halifaxes had lower loss rates and higher engine crew survival rates after abandoning the aircraft than Lancasters and came very close to its speed and altitude performance did not alter his opinion. He just did not like the plane. Also, unlike the Lancaster, the Halifax bomb bay could not be effectively adapted to carry the 4,000-pound Cookie blast bomb that became an integral part of Harris's firebombing tactics, which today we kind of frown upon. Oh, look at those beautiful props. Hercules engines! Hercules! Hercules! Okay, never mind. In service with the RAF Bomber Command, Halifaxes flew 82,773 operations and dropped 224,207 tons of bombs. Of the 6,178 that were built, 1,833 were lost. Crew of a Halifax was 7 men: pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, navigator, bomb aimer, radio operator, gunner, and 2 other gunners. Maximum speed, 282 miles per hour. That's 454 kilometers an hour. And that's at 13,500 feet, 4,115 meters. Range, 1,860 miles. That's 3,000 kilometers in combat configuration. And she would carry 8 3.03-inch or 7.7mm Browning machine guns and 1 3.03-inch Vickers K machine gun in the nose. And of course the 13,000-pound bomb load. All right, I was like, I'm gonna take off, then I'll go back to the same airport, but then of course I'm not gonna go back to the airport because, well, it's got a giant freaking control tower in the middle of it. Let's hit shift 1. There we go. There's our beautiful look at our cockpit. 2, there's our radio. I love it when they include the old radios. Really adds to the realism, in my opinion. There's GPS, so we have our GPS. This is a radar-guided airport that we have a control tower in the middle of. That's awesome. And 4, there's our throttles. Very nice. 5 is... that's all of our electronics. 6 is landing gear and landing gear pressures, cowl flaps, all that good stuff. That's the end of it. All right, there's our Lancaster. Not Lancaster, Halifax. As soon as I said it, I was like, no, that's not right. So if you're looking for a Halifax, link is in the description. You do get multiple Halifax and various bomber configs, as well as after the war, some of these aircraft were turned over to civilian use. There is one in civilian livery. Okay, there is the control tower in the middle of the way, so we'll just have to deal, I guess. It is a beautiful looking aircraft. All right. I'm going to try to make this landing. It's probably going to go terribly wrong because I can't line up on the runway. That's unfortunate. All right. So if you're looking for Halifax, this is a really nice one. This is a very nice one. And the link is in the description as always. I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Flight Simulator X plane spotlight of the Handley page, Halifax. I think we're just going to fly over this airport. I don't think I want to really try to land at an airport that puts their control tower on the middle of the runway. Until next time, make sure your airport doesn't have a control tower in the middle of it. And happy flying, everybody.